What's going on, guys? Homeslice Henry here, and in today's video we will be taking a look at Ultra League. Yes, Ultra League is back. I am so excited, and we'll be taking a look at one of my first sets in Ultra League Season 3. Honestly, Ultra League's been going super well so far, and in this set, I actually face off against someone who was rank 10 last season. So without further ado, let's hop into it.
We're hopping on right into set number 1, and we're leading Gyarados into Cresselia, so that's honestly a pretty good lead for us. And so we're going to be building up quite a bit of energy, and I actually let them get to the charge move first, and I'm going to let this go, because Moonblast does a decent chunk, but I can take a Moonblast. I go for a Crunch. Something I've noticed about Cresselia, they don't like to shield them. So the Crunch connects, which does huge damage, and now my plan is to build up to bluff a Crunch, but actually go for an Aqua Tail. So I do decide to shield this up. I build up quite a bit extra here, so I do go for the Aqua Tail, so they have the choice of shielding or they should KO, and they decide to let it go, so that does KO. They come in with Poliwrath, and at this point I do decide to throw the Aqua Tail. This is going to be resisted, but it should do some nice chip damage, just because Poliwrath is a little squishy. Charge move coming through, I decide to let this go. I don't want to go down 2 shields, and I come in with my Giratina. Even though Poliwrath has Ice Punch, Giratina can still beat it in most shield scenarios, which is nice. Dragon Claw coming through from the Giratina, and this will probably be getting a shield. Yep, it does get a shield, and they switch in their own Giratina. I counter swap into my Lapras. This is why I have Lapras. Lapras just eats Giratina, man. It's brutal. And that Ice Shard is doing so much damage, and Lapras is so tanky that I don't have to shield these Dragon Claws at all. I'm building up quite a bit of energy. I do go for the Ice Beam, so I choose not to bait, and it connects, because I realized that their win condition there was me baiting and them calling my bait, so I decided to not bait. And at this point, I can pretty safely Ice Shard down. The Poliwrath does come in. I do get to the Surf. This should be doing some pretty nice damage. There, yep, does get a bit further, and they do decide to throw, and I decide to let this go because it's low enough. I'll be able to finish off with Giratina. Giratina comes in with the Dragon Claw, and they actually decide to let it go, so good game. Off to a great start, and we're hopping into game number 2. We're leading a Gyarados into an Escavalier. Great lead. He safe swaps Snorlax. At this point, I don't have a good answer to a Snorlax switch in, so I'm going to stay in with Gyarados and try and just beat the Snorlax that way. I'm not too worried about Escavalier back, because so long as I can keep switch advantage, my Giratina walls the Escavalier pretty well. And we've got quite a few charge moves coming through, and another one from the Snorlax. This one I will have to shield, so I do go ahead and shield, and I'm going to build up quite a bit of extra energy here. And so we're close to 2 Aqua Tails. Aqua Tail coming through, and that does get the shield, and we are able to get to another one. This will get it close, but unfortunately just won't knock it out, and it does get to another move. I do decide to shield this. I'm willing to go down a shield because I need switch advantage, so that way I can keep the Escavalier lined up with my Giratina. Alright, the Escavalier does come back in. We're getting the Aqua Tail off, and then yeah, between the Aqua Tail and Dragon Breath, we got it to half health, so things are looking great. And he does bring in the Escavalier, and Drill Run doesn't do a lot. We're not too worried about it. Ooh, he switches to Lapras. This we are worried about. So here we are going for the Dragon Claw, just to try and soften up the Lapras a little bit before we go into our own. We go with our own Lapras, and this is kind of where the match is going to stall out a bit. There's just going to be a lot of surfs back and forth. So nothing too exciting. And yeah, basically just a lot of surfs back and forth. It's nothing much more to say there. I am watching out for the switch timer, because since I threw the Dragon Claw, our switch timers are slightly out of sync, so he'll be able to switch back in a bit before I can, unfortunately. So he throws the Surf, and what I feared, the Escavalier comes in and does have a Drill Run ready, so that was a good play by him. Drill Run coming through. I am able to switch out, and here I'm just going to farm down the Escavalier. We aren't worried about Drill Run. Giratina can tank a Drill Run, and we're going to continue with our farm down. So we are able to farm it down, and now we are loaded on energy. Lapras comes back in. We have our first Dragon Claw coming through, and we're going for a second one, but it turns out they threw when we threw. So charge move coming through, it's only a surf, so we are able on 1 HP to get off another Dragon Claw, which is huge. And after that, then we're just going to be Ice Sharded down. The timer is coming down, so I'm just racing to the charge move. We get to it, which is huge, and this charge move should burn the rest of the time left in the match, and it does, and we're able to take the timeout win. We're hopping into game number 3. We're leading Gyarados into Mewtwo, and again, our crunch is going to be hitting for super effective, so this is a pretty decent matchup for us, especially since Confusion, while it does a lot of damage, is very slow. And we're going for the Aqua Tail bait here to try and get a shield. Unfortunately, he does not shield, so that is not ideal. We do decide to shield because Side Strike is pretty powerful. Alright, charge move. We are able to get to the Aqua Tail again, so we're trying to bait him, really trying to get the shield. Now we do get the shield, which is good. And we should be pretty safe to shield up and Dragon Breath down. So we're down a shield, but we have switched, so things are going pretty well, and we're loaded on energy. Gyarados with energy is a problem. And Cresselia comes in. This is perfect. Going for the crunch, hoping he doesn't decide to shield, and he does not. That does huge damage. I get to another one. Tell me we're about to go 2 for 2. Come on. He doesn't shield again. Oh no. So he's up a shield, but he has so little health. Alright, Cresselia throwing the grass knot. That's super effective, but Lapras is so tanky. Charizard is in, and I do throw the Surf just to try and get the shield. We do get the shield, and unfortunately I did try to catch. I was not able to, so unfortunately I was not able to catch, and that Blast Burn's going to be taking us out. Giratina comes in. Good news is Giratina handles Charizard pretty easily. So my goal is just going to be to hopefully try and leave this match with some energy, because even though it's a Dragon Claw, it won't hurt Giratina too much. You have Dragon Claw coming through, and oh, it actually looks like I do decide to throw and just take it out, because I don't want to take any extra damage. And the Cresselia comes back in. Charge move coming through. Oh man, this is going to be a Moonblast. Does not KO us, and we are able to Shadow Claw down. Good game. And so we are 3-0, and look at that pose. Our opponent was rank 10 last season. This is going to be a tough battle. I think this is the first time I've played someone who was ranked 10 before, so this will be an interesting one. He's leading Empoleon. I go Crunch. I've noticed Empoleons tend not to shield against Gyarados, and we do connect with the... Their charge move comes through, and I choose not to shield. And it is a Hydro Cannon, so it is resisted. And I'm going to be building up to a Crunch, but baiting with Aqua Tail, hoping to get a shield. We do go for the Aqua Tail, and unfortunately he does call our bait, and so he's able to get a charge move off. I shield this because I really want switch advantage. I've noticed that that's something that is pretty important in the season so far. And he comes in with an Armored Mewtwo. I'm going for the Crunch, hoping like last game, don't shield the Crunch, please. He shielded it, and then he's able to Confusion down. But I can come in with Giratina, and this is the Shadow Claw variant, so it is going to be doing super effective damage to this Mewtwo. There's a Side Strike, and bails into a Granbull. I've got to get out of there fast. I come in with Lapras, and we're just going for Surfs, because the Charmers do a lot of damage, but they're pretty squishy, especially Granbull. So I'm just building up a lot of energy. I do need to shield this. This could be a close combat. We shielded, and it was a close combat, so good call there. Even though I probably could have Ice Sharded down, I threw just to make sure he couldn't get to another close combat, and he does let that go. Mewtwo does come back in, and I'm going for the Surf because I was a little worried I wouldn't be able to get to the Ice Beam in time. So I do go for the Surf. That does some nice damage, and I do switch into Giratina, and we are able to catch the charge move on Giratina. And Side Strike coming through, and we are able to get to the Dragon Claw, and this should be doing, that should be getting the shield, which is perfect. And then one more Dragon Claw, and this should be taking him out. So I did go for the Dragon Claw for the bait, and GG, we beat a rank 10. And we're hopping into game number 5. So we are 4-0, fresh off beating a rank 10, and we get a good lead. We do catch a Giratina up front, and they're going to swap into Scissor. I don't have a good answer to Scissor, so I'm honestly just going to stay in with Giratina because my Lapras can handle his Giratina in the back. And those Aqua Tails are doing a decent amount of damage, and I decided to let this go. And it is a Night Slash. I never shield the first one just in case they do get the boost. Second one's coming through. I let this one go as well. And we're going to be going for the Aqua Tail. And if he doesn't shield, this should be taking out the Scissor. And he does not shield. And oh, actually, it looks like almost took out the Scissor, not quite. And Giratina comes back in, so I'm going to come in with my Lapras. Charge move coming through. Honestly, I'm not afraid of it. It's Ancient Power, and he gets the boost. No! This was like the one thing he could have done to win. I throw a Surf just to get a shield. He does shield. Charge move coming through. Oh man, this is not good at all. Oh no. Giratina with the boost. Almost no one runs Ancient Power anymore, but it is so good. So I am able to get to a Dragon Claw, and this should be getting the last shield. It does, and I still have one more shield. So I'm hoping if I can shield and then throw my Dragon Claw that I can take him out. So I am building up here. We do get to the Dragon Claw. I need this to kill him. I need it to kill him. He survives with 1 HP, and look how much damage this Dragon Claw does. So much. And that's basically all she wrote. Swampert comes in, which I could have handled with more health, but with this little of health, there's not going to be a lot I can do, unfortunately. I switch into Lapras to get the Surf off. I'm just trying to get off as much damage as possible. But, yeah, he has a charge move ready. The Hydro Cannon, that's going to KO us. And on the Giratina, he had one ready as well. So definitely a disappointing game 5, but I hope this video shows you guys the power of Aqua Tail Gyarados in Ultra League, especially as the lead. It has a lot of really good matchups in Ultra League against a lot of Pokemon that are super common, and I found that that's super helpful for winning leads. And I mean, we would have been 5-0 if not for that Ancient Power boost. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing. It supports the channel. I definitely appreciate that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.